where we're at the middle of the year and you have not achieved the results that you wanted, let me present to you at least how I look at it, a 3-step process on how to get better results, okay? And I call them the 3 P's for results. The first P is planning, okay? You must take the time to plan what you need to do in order to get the results that you want. Man, I want that job promotion, but all I'm gonna do is just come into work and clock in and clock out and just do whatever that I need to do and I'm gonna get that promotion. Doesn't work that way. Man, I'm gonna drop 50 pounds this year, but I'm just gonna eat whatever I want and go work out whenever I feel like it. Doesn't work that way, okay? You must have, number 1, a plan to get to your results. Okay, you must have a plan to get to your results. Now, how do you develop a plan? I like to personally work backwards. Okay, I want to look at what the result that I want and break back the steps that I need to get there. And that helps me in my planning. And when I say plan, you have to plan to the greatest detail possible. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the End-to-End Podcast, the Alpha to the Omega, the beginning, the end, talking about life, prosperity, success, drive, entrepreneurship, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. I am your host, Dr. Young Nguyen, and as my friends affectionately call me Ninja, I want my listeners to be my friends too, and you can call me Ninja as well. Back in the studio in Houston, Texas, it is a warm, hot Independence Day week. And I want to celebrate this Independence Day with this freedom and to thank you all with some gratitude for the sharing of the show, for liking, commenting, following, subscribing, and most importantly, sharing the show. Because as you all know, I don't do this with any sponsorship money. I do this on my own dime and on my own time. And so the only way this show can grow with our message and our mission of inspiring billions of lives across this planet is for you to share the show. So if you find value in any way, learn something, got inspired, got motivated, just even 10-second clip that has been driving you, please do share the show. As I like to say, as your knowledge swole, share the show. That's how we grow. It's been a phenomenally fun week. I've gotten a lot of feedback from listeners. I ran into somebody at my gym this morning, my kickboxing trainer. He's like, yo, man, I listened to the show, staying focused, and I only get things done when I focus, and that was last episode, I think episode 62. Got IG messages from people who are showing me, handwriting on their bathroom mirror about their motivation and their plans, thanking me and inspiring them to take action. So it's just so awesome to get that type of feedback, just to know even one listener that is getting value out of this makes this absolutely worthwhile. But our goal, of course, is to affect billions of lives across the planet in an inspirational way, and you are a part of that. So happy Independence Day to you, and thank you for sharing the show and following and all the feedback. It just drives me and motivates me even more to go harder, to bring more content, to share more about my life and my mind and my perspective, and hopefully inspiring you. So here we are, July 4th weekend. We are halfway through the year. And my question to you is, have you achieved the results that you have wanted so far this year? Now, I'm going to pause for a second because that's a real question. We're halfway through 2023, and despite being hot as hell in Texas here, I'm asking you, have you achieved your results so far that you've wanted to achieve this year? I'm going to bet more likely than not you have not. Right? Maybe you've achieved some, but you haven't achieved them as big or as grand as you've wanted them to, whether it be your career, personal development, relationship, family life, all those major buckets of your life. Have you achieved your goals? And if you have you achieved them to a level that you have wanted to? Okay? More often than not, people have probably already quit. It's too hard. I don't see results. Why am I wasting my time? I don't have the time. I've got other responsibilities. Just all these random reasons why you have not achieved the results you've wanted. And why is that? Right? You got to have some introspection, self-awareness, and then self-focus, like I just talked about last episode. Well, if you haven't achieved the results, and I'll tell you mine, I've achieved some of the results that I've wanted to a grand scale, And some of the results I have not hit at all, which is fine. That's part of the process. I launched my crypto last month, and it's doing wildly crazy good right now. And that was a huge thing I wanted to get done this year. So I've hit that result. But then there are other things that I've missed out on so far, which is okay. It's okay to not hit them as long as you're striving for them, as long as you have not quit. But let's dig a little deeper as to why, okay? In this podcast, I'm going to give you a 3-part strategy on how to better hit the results that you want. Okay, there's a 3-part process. And why am I so focused on results? Because this world, if you really, really are realistic about this world, this society, at least in the U.S. and I would say across the globe, it's the results that matter when it comes to personal development, your career, your trajectory in life. Because we'll have a whole podcast about money, but money does make the world go round. Okay, it's not the end all be all by all means to live a fulfilled life, but it does make the world go round. And money goes to where results are obtained. Okay, money does not go towards effort. Money goes towards results, right? Just look at, I'm a basketball guy. Just look at free agency. Right now it's free agency period for professional basketball players. Those guys that produce the results, they're getting paid. Max contracts, $200 million, etc. Those dudes that aren't putting out the results, despite what they've done in the past, those dudes that have not put out results, they're not getting paid as well. So the world goes around by results. Acknowledgement, achievement, promotions, everything, if you really think about it, goes by results. Even in your relationship, right? I guarantee you, if you bring results to the relationship, your relationship, regardless of what it is, your partner, spouse, whoever, girlfriend, boyfriend, is going to want to give you back more with those results. So results drive the world, regardless of what anybody's going to tell you, regardless of all those, grade school programs where everybody gets a medal. I think that's teaching people the wrong thing, kids the wrong thing. You should I shouldn't say reward. You should recognize effort, but you should reward results. So in this instance, where we're at the middle of the year, you have not achieved the results that you wanted. Let me present to you at least how I look at it, a 3-step process on how to get better results. Okay. And I call them the 3 P's for results. There are P's all over the place in business. There's product, pricing, people, process, etc. So it's not a cliche to, around those things. But inevitably, I had to come up with something for this, and I call them the 3 P's to get results. The first P is planning. Okay? You must take the time to plan what you need to do in order to get the results that you want. You cannot just come into the idea of, man, I want to launch this crypto this year, and I'm just going to work, and it's going to happen. Doesn't work that way. Man, I want that job promotion, but all I'm going to do is just come into work and clock in and clock out and just do whatever that I need to do, and I'm going to get that promotion. Doesn't work that way. Man, I'm going to drop 50 pounds this year, but, I'm just going to eat whatever I want and go work out whenever I feel like it. Doesn't work that way. Okay? You must have, number 1, a plan to get to your results. Okay, you must have a plan to get to your results. Now, how do you develop a plan? I like to personally work backwards. Okay, I want to look at what the result that I want and break back the steps that I need to get there. And that helps me in my planning. And when I say plan, you have to plan to the greatest detail possible. Because I forget what episode it was. It was a way to plan and strategize around getting to your dreams and goals. You have to plan to the greatest detail as possible. Because why? Because you're going to think of all the contingencies that can possibly happen that might throw you off course. So the planning requires what? Time. It requires what? Materials or supplies or whatever, the things that you need to build to get ready. okay? And it requires an idea of the action steps you need to take in order to achieve the result. So, for example, if it's losing weight or getting in better shape, well, you got a plan. Well, the plan would be, for example, in 30 days, I want to lose 10 pounds. In 30 days. Pretty aggressive, but still achievable. 30 days, I want to lose 10 pounds. So what would that require? Well, let me plan and think about this. Well, I need to research and learn about weight loss, safe weight loss. And that would likely entail understanding caloric intake versus caloric burn. Simple math. Burn more calories than you intake. So what does that require? Learning about diet, food, calories. Learning about different aerobic and anaerobic exercises that burn calories. Okay. It might entail getting a trainer or downloading apps that will help you along the process. It'll entail allocating the right amount of time in your daily life. How to squeeze out another 30 minutes or an hour a day to get that fitness in. Okay, it might require a specific training program, right? It might be just through walking or yoga or whatever the case may be, whatever fitness level it is, you'll have to plan around that. It's going to require maybe new shoes to get you motivated, but also to protect your feet and clothing and etc. It's summertime, right? If you only have sweats, it's hot as hell. So there's a lot of planning involved in order to get the results. So that's step one, plan, or the first P. The second P is actual process. Process, okay? Process is where you're actually going through it. You're going through the steps of what you've planned to get to that result, okay? The sharper, the more detailed your plan, the easier it is to go through the process. The looser defined is your plan, the harder the process is going to be. And why is that? Because if you've planned out your strategy and the steps that it takes to get to the result, it becomes almost automatic in your head over time. It's just automatic. And so the less you have to think about it, the more likely you're actually going to do it. Once it's habitualized in your subconscious, the activity that you need to do, then you don't have to think about it, and you're never going to argue yourself over whether you should do it or not, if that makes sense. So, for example, let's say I want to ace an exam that's 6 weeks from now. And to do that, I need to study X amount of days per X amount of hours per day. I got to read 50 pages per day of a textbook, whatever the case. Do 30 problems per day, whatever. If you automate that, then it's just a natural thing. Okay, got to do my 30 problems per day. Let's go do it. Right? And then over time, the results will compound till the end. In 6 weeks, you're going to make that A. Versus, I'm going to make the A and I know I got to study. That is a plan. But then every day you're having to think, well, what I got to study today? Where am I going to get the time? Well, do I have time to study today? Do I feel like studying today? Man, maybe I can push it off till tomorrow and just do double the work tomorrow. You see how that is? That mental effort, A, burns up mental energy and willpower, but B, gives you a reason or an excuse to not put in the work in the process. And that's where a lot of people fail, is in the process. They might have all these grand designs. I'm going to do this. Yeah, got it. And then when it's time to execute the process, I'll do it tomorrow. Don't got time. I've got so many other things I got to focus on. And they never get it done. Right? They never get it done. So the more detailed the process is, the plan is, the easier the process becomes. And when you focus on the process, the result will naturally happen. Okay? When you focus on the process, the result will naturally happen. Okay? Don't focus on the result. Plan for the result, but focus on the process. And when you do, the results will naturally happen. So, for example, with the crypto, okay? The plan. Well, let me wait till the last thing, and then I'll go through the example with my crypto. The third P in the three-step process for results is the actual performance. You have to be able to perform when it's time to perform. Okay? You have to be able to perform when it's time to perform. So plan, process, perform. And when I say perform, I'll use the example of like the exam, right? I can go through the process all the way, but if I get anxiety, test anxiety, or performance anxiety, and I don't perform, you can still not get the result that you want. Okay? Like my son's a hooper. That's why I'm interested in basketball. He can train every single day. 100 shots, 1,000 shots, whatever it is. Ball handling, workout, lift weights, etc. But when it comes game time, where you actually have to perform, and if he has to perform to get the result. Because if he doesn't perform, right now he's trying to get into college basketball. Those coaches, scouts, whatever, they're not there to see when he's training or how good he's training. All they care about is how he does in a game. What does he bring to the game? What value does he bring to the game to win? Is he a good teammate, plays good defense, knocks down shots, handle the ball? All these factors that go in. Does he perform when it counts? That's the performance. On your exam, does it count when it's time to perform? You have a major project due, that deliverable, whatever it is, a presentation or document or whatever. When it's time to perform, are you able to perform? Okay? Now, I said before, if you focus on the process, the results will come. That is very true. Because why? When you focus on the process and put in the work, that gives you the confidence to perform. You put in those reps, gives you confidence to take the shot. You put in the study time, that gives you confidence going into the exam. Hey, I put in the work to understand the material, to gain the knowledge base that I need, to focus on the topics that are going to be tested, and bam, you go take the test. Okay? So yes, when you focus on the process, the performance becomes easier. So just like everything else, each step compounds and builds on the other. The better you plan, right? The easier it is to go through the process. The easier it is to go through the process, the more confidence you're going to have to perform to get the result that you want. Okay? So going back to my crypto, and by the way, this is not a plug, but sort of it's a topic that illustrates the example. It's Legacy X token, LEGX. It's not on any major exchanges yet, so there's a process to acquire these tokens, and you can look it up on YouTube channel or follow us on Twitter at LEGX token or Telegram, and that'll explain everything about the token. But I wanted to launch it this year. So the planning was A, find a developer that could help me develop the contract, the crypto blockchain contract. B, understand the cryptoverse and which platform. So we're on the Polygon mainnet blockchain, and there's reasons for that. C, the dynamics of launching it on a platform to allow people to acquire it. D, how to build a website, social media marketing, logo design, all these things that go in with launching something. Had to plan it all out. Now, bear in mind, I figured some of this out along the way because one step led to another step that I didn't think about, for example. And that brings another thing. In the process, you got to be adaptable because it inevitably doesn't go exactly like you plan. So some adaptability is required in the process component, the second P. But being adaptable, researching and going out there and finding the right things I needed to do, make the right connections, understand contracts, crypto contracts and all these things. And then when it was time to go, which is our performance, June 17th, we launched the crypto token. It went and it performed phenomenally. Right now people that put in $1,000 pre-sale are at $15,000, $16,000 in value. Crazy good in 2 weeks. So wildly successful launch to my standards. But the point is it involved the 3 steps of getting results: planning, process, performance equals result. And each one builds on another. So it's a compounding effect to get where you want to go. So my challenge to you is, if this resonates with you, if it makes sense to you, we have 6 months left in 6 months left in 2023. If you have not hit the results that you're looking for, I challenge you to go through these 3 steps. And let's see where we are in a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever your projected results are supposed to come around, the halfway point, and see how it's going. Okay, I guarantee you will find some positive compounding effect in getting closer to the results that you want for the rest of 2023. We're only halfway done. Each year is coming. You cannot stop the progression of time, even though I have my own metaphysical definition of what time is. But according to most of society, you have 6 months left of 2023. Make it as effective as possible. Get to your results. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. I want to inspire you. I want you to live going back to episode 1, your greatest fulfillable, controllable potential possible. Because that's when you find the greatest fulfillment and happiness, is when you are living to your greatest controllable potential. And so, conversely, that's the greatest failure, is if you don't live to your fullest potential and you leave money on the table. So I want that to happen for you. Give it a shot. Plan, process, performance equals results. And let me know how it's going. Comment on our socials, on Instagram, on YouTube. If you watch the video, just comment on things, how we're going. Or send me, DM me, email me, ask@the2n podcast. I want you to achieve the results. I've seen how it changes their lives when they make the results that they want. It's changed my life. It's changed my friend's life, my family's life. When they hit those targets, it just brings such optimism and positivity to this world, and that's something we definitely need when it feels like the world is falling apart if you follow too much news media. Personal growth and results can change everything. And so I want you to achieve the results that you want for you personally, because that makes you a better person for yourself, for those around you, your family, your community, and live by example, and we all get better that way. So I want you to achieve the results that you want, and that's plan, process, performance is results. Once again, if you found value in this podcast, please do like, comment, follow, subscribe, and especially share. If you're knowledgeable, share the show. That's how we grow. Be great today, but be even more grateful, and everything will fall into place. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day for those of you in the U.S. Thank you for the freedom of living in this greatest country that's ever existed, and I look forward to bring you another episode very, very soon.